Oh! Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and a new video. I've actually had to take this bit twice. I've ended up heading down here. We are at Colchester, Copart. So quite a bit out of the way today, but sometimes you've got to go the extra mile for the bargain cars. So I feel like I say this all the time now, but you can see it by the thumbnail. A 2020 Mini. It has had quite a wallop in the front, but no airbag damage. And I think I've mentioned this previously in older videos. Very important, this bit, so don't skip. Every time you're buying a salvage car, you are taking a chance. Now, we haven't been down and looked at this car. The payout value on it is about £18,000 or £19,000. And I think I've mentioned in previous videos, sometimes I just put in a crazy bid and think, if you ever win that, you've really had a touch. And this is one of them occasions. I put in a ridiculously low bid and straight away it was on approval, so had a reserve. And they actually asked for over double what we bid on it. But I just ignored it. I didn't even go click original bid. I just left it until it times out. And the next morning, popped up on the screen, you have one lot number, blah, blah, blah. And we've won the car. So no mileage displayed, which is a little bit awkward. And it has got dual controls in it. So we know this one was a learner car. Couldn't really find out a lot more about it. Of course, I ran a car vertical. I googled the chassis number, googled the reg, done all of the normal checks that I've done to try and establish the mileage. I'll get into that a little bit further in the video, but I did manage to speak to a dealer and find its last service. So let's head in there. Well, I need to check in on my phone actually, let them know I'm here. We'll get loaded and we'll try and have a little look around. So just like any salvage vehicle that we're purchasing, due to double categories and finding out more information, we have done a car vertical check for it. So mileage okay, theft okay, accidents clearly highlighted there in amber, finance all okay. So spotted activity, the build date here, 1st of the 1st, 2020, and registered to United Kingdom 0820. So quite a late 2020 car. And guys, when you find out what we paid for it, it'll be unbelievable. This bit is interesting. So damage detected 11th 2021. This one has been sat around in a salvage yard for quite a while. Had a license plate change on the 12th 21. Stolen vehicle check. This check was performed in all of these countries: United Kingdom, Canada, Czech Republic, just to name a few. We've got no mileage history there where it hasn't had its first MOT yet. And scrolling a little bit further down, you've got the damage date and damage detected there. Category S, insurance write-off. Luckily, it is only the once on this occasion. So scrolling a little bit further down, again, you've got the written off date there. The exact date, so the 29th. Valuation, £19,000 or £18,000 after negotiations. Again, really happy with what we paid for this. So little 2020 manual, and then right down the bottom of this check you've got your 9 helpful tips and tricks. So even if you haven't purchased a vehicle before or checked one out, you can use these 9 helpful tips and tricks to help you out. I want to thank Car Vertical once again for the continued support on these must-do checks. Guys, to benefit from a 10% discount off your check, use the link in the description or the code SR10 from any browser. So unfortunately, they said due to, obviously there's a lot of building work and stuff going on here, I wouldn't really be allowed to walk around the yard. He's got the car there. Nice and quiet down here, no other people here, so I'm actually being loaded a little bit earlier. Oh! It's a bullseye. That's obviously the colours of the driving school in particular that had this car. Guys, I know a lot of you are going to say about these forklifts, but look at the length of those forks. They go right underneath the rear axle, they go right underneath the front subframe. Me and Chris personally have never had a car damaged. What you got to remember is these vehicles are recovered from the side of the road for insurance companies. They get taken to police pounds, they get taken to recovery yards. All of them use forklifts. That if there is damage, it's not necessarily caused at the Copart facility with the forklift. I did ask this chap if I couldn't film him and he was fine. Oh, that's had a wallop. Right, I'm going to need to put this camera down and guide him on, because I like the wheels on these blue lines to keep it nice and equal. And he's asking me there to just open the door and put the handbrake on, standard procedure. Just ask the forklift driver to stop there, guys. See where those forks are? Right underneath the back axle, all the way underneath the front legs there. So it's not actually touching any of the underside. The manager just come out there, guys, and said, honestly, she said, if we was, you know, with all this building work on, you're not covered. If this wasn't going on, then you'd be more than welcome to have a look around. But she did just say, I can stand by this black car and just do a bit of a pan round for you guys. 1,100 cars maximum in this one. That's all they hold. So a relatively small site. It's a shame we couldn't have a walk around, because we'd have done it in 10 minutes. Bit windy here, I do apologise. Not really a great deal to see there, and like I said, it's very, very windy. A couple of cars just come in. The Mini is loaded. I'm not going to say it's worse than I thought. I'm not going to say it's better than I thought, because genuinely, I've just loaded it on. Asked that forklift driver to stop halfway through. Thank you very much if you watched the video. He was fantastic. But honestly, guys, this was so cheap, this car. And it does say 2 keys as well. So we... yeah, 2 keys, look, sat nav. No airbag damage. And down there, you've got a clutch and a brake. Sunroof, it's got everything in it. It's got a glass roof. Let's get back to the yard, show Chris, see what he thinks, and ultimately try and get the mileage up. I can't wait to see what it's done. I know what it had done in its last service, and that was 19k. Now back at the yard, I've just gone in and grabbed Chris, and actually we was discussing on the way out then about the price. I just got Chris to actually watch back what I've done. We do like to go through it before we actually upload it. And he said, you've mentioned so many times there, Rob, how cheap it is. It'd be a bit naughty to actually not tell people the price at this point.
That's right.
2,650 quid plus the fees.
A cheap car, wasn't it?
That was a cheap car, and Chris hasn't even looked at it yet. Mate, I've had a brief look as I got in the truck, and I am over the moon with what we've bought here for that money.
Looks like it's just caught a tiny bit on that turret. And the rest of it is...
I noticed that actually.
The rest of it's all that front panel, isn't it?
Yeah, if you look...
took the majority of it.
If you jump up here...
Crash limiters took a bit, yeah.
I don't think the legs moved at all.
I very much doubt it. These are very hard.
They're very, very hard, yeah. But...
No bag damage?
No bag damage. I think I'll mention that to you actually when we won it. There's a few scratches on that door, which is a shame, because ultimately it wouldn't have needed paint.
Right.
But these are just stickers, so they'll unpeel. All of the windows are open. It's got no power, like I said. I'm sure I'll keep covering up that microphone now. I'm going to have to try and hold the camera a little bit different.
You're going to have trouble opening that bonnet.
Yeah, it's very close to the windscreen there, but it's probably stuck, the bonnet, and that saved the windscreen, because you know what people are like, opening the bonnet.
Maybe we should unbolt the bonnet.
Yeah, I think we'd just get to that.
Battery in it, or
well, it must be completely flat. Look, the windows are open.
No mileage.
And no mileage, but I did do a bit of research. I'm not sure if I put it in this video. I spoke to a dealer. This car was serviced in a main dealer in August last year, and it had done 19,000 miles. Now, it weren't until I picked it up. This car's been sat since November last year in a pound. But, I mean, we would understand it. Private plate, it's still on there, but it's not on there, if that makes sense. So, just through previous experience, see, it's still on there.
Right,
once the vehicles are written off, there's always a drama with people getting their private number plates removed, isn't there? And that's probably what's been going on with this car and why it's been sat for so long. But Chris, honestly, it's really, honestly, it's lovely. I still can't believe they let us have it. So they actually come back to us with a counter bid of 6,900, and I just completely ignored it. Just didn't even do. Normally you can click raise your bid, accept their bid, or counter bid.
Yeah, we have it all the time.
We have it all the time, but I just ignored it, and then it come through.
Yeah, I must admit, they don't normally let us have them for that
lower
bid.
No, they don't. I've looked underneath it. Oh, you've just seen that bit at the forklift. Oh yeah, it's got the pan roof in it. But it'd be nice to get that bonnet off or open, get some power to it.
Touch that wing, is it? Completely missed that wing.
Has it?
Yeah. I think all it's done the other side is just the tip of the wing the other side.
Can I come this side of you, Chris? Just.
Yeah.
The headlight still got all its mounting points on it. So that's that headlight. So in fact, there's been no impact here, is there? You can tell. So what's the plan then? Actually get that.
Well, shall we try and get the bonnet either open or unbolted?
Sorry, I just noticed from down there, it looked like it had a dent in that door, but it hasn't, has it? No. It's all these little bits of sticker. Yeah,
I think bonnet off or bonnet open and
get some power to it.
Yeah, see if we can get the mileage up for our own.
I think it was serviced in August with 19,000.
So if it was November, it's 3 months.
I reckon it's done 22,000 miles. Are you going to have a guess?
So what was it in August? A year old?
Yeah,
a year old. So if that, and what was it?
19,000.
So it's done less than 2,000 a month, isn't it? So another 3 months, so another 5,000, I suppose. Yeah, 23,
24. I'm going to go with 22. What are you choosing? 24.
Yeah, no, similar to you. Yeah, I mean that's about right, isn't it?
That's
we'd be unlucky if it's massively high.
It's been sat in a salvage yard, hasn't it?
That's right.
Right, let's get the tools out and get that bonnet off. I think it's going to be the safest option. What we actually decided to do there on the bonnet latches on these, so that's the actual bonnet latch itself, and the catch on the bonnet on these is just that little bit there, and it spins round. And Chris said he can just about get that one without touching the headlight, and that's going to make sense to cut it. So we're going to let him cut that.
Save the screen, won't it?
It will save the windscreen. I'm probably going to undo these 213s as well, or maybe even get the winch cable round it and yank it forward a little bit. Struggle there. Chris, you're getting a bit confident. Chris is pulling all the crash wrap off the windows. Straight away you could see that live. We probably could have wedged that in there, but the bonnet needed to come off. Chris, would you mind explaining that if I just zoom in what had actually happened there?
Well, not quite sure, but this bonnet, it's jammed because it's pedestrian
protection
was fired, but because the bonnet's come that way, it's actually missed it by the look of it.
It has missed it and then locked the hinge.
Yeah, and then
right,
the hinge,
so we got power. What mileage was you going with?
24, you said 22.
22, yeah.
24.
Right, moment of truth. Put that earth on, Chris.
Yes, on.
Oh, is it? Oh, good start. It's keyless, isn't it?
Yeah.
29,584.
Is it more than I thought, actually?
That might be 2,908. It might have been the trip. I don't know.
Was it just flash off?
Yeah.
Oh,
trick in here.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Sorry, I was getting sidetracked there. Washer fluid. You ain't gonna believe this. It only needs a washer bottle on it. I see it's got a hole in it.
Yeah.
What about this one?
Contact minutes.
Oh yeah, mileage 29,548. which is actually quite a lot for a 2-year-old car, but it is.
But it's all right, isn't it?
I mean, I know we haven't got into it yet, but what's your thoughts on doing this one and actually selling it on as a learner car? Because they got a good value.
Possibility, isn't it?
I don't think there'd be any money in here, mate.
Like there's any cash.
It's been sat in the yard for far too long. Look how trick this is, though. Look.
I know. That's nice. There's no bag damage or anything.
See them all changing colour.
Yeah.
Or are they?
Nice to have 2 keys as well.
Yeah, very nice.
Anything in there?
I'm not going to try and start it.
Nothing.
The engine mount. Actually, we'll move around and show that. Oh, we've got one headlight working.
Yeah.
And the headlight works. Chris. They ain't going to be cheap, mate.
They're not.
LEDs.
That is a lovely car.
What a lot of car for that money.
That is a lot of car, isn't it?
That up there, guys, is a strip off the bonnet. We took it off and put it up there, keep it safe. There's me touching everything cream again with filthy hands.
Yeah.
Yes, guys, I got my hands dirty today.
That is, isn't it?
Let's show the damage under the bonnet. So overall, quite a mess under here, if I'm honest. That is still quite an impact because it's hit that bar, done the rads, it's pushed the front panel into the inlet manifold, and I can see that that is cracked down there.
Yeah.
And also, looking down the back there, the air intake is all cracked, and that pipe's popped off the rocker, and you can see how far back that is, a couple of inches. That's gone back. But if you look down there, guys, do you want to point out what we're looking at there, Chris?
Sort of see.
That's it. So that's broken off of there, and these 2 bolts, you should be able to pull those out by hand, actually. Yeah. So they're both sheared off, which is good for us because we can actually probably get those out and stick a couple of bolts in there to hold it.
Have a chance, won't we, if we can get.
I see the belts off as well, Chris. Anything else down there smashed? Like alternator?
It's hard to see, isn't it?
Until it's all stripped out, you're not going to see, but...
It doesn't look like it's done that chassis though, does it?
No, that hasn't moved.
Just a little bit of paint scrape there.
But still happy with it.
Yeah, it's not a lot of repairing, is it? It's all replacing.
It replaced everything, yeah.
Yeah, there's not a lot to repair there, is there? It's just strip it down and put it back together.
So in the next video, we'll probably actually get this in and actually start stripping it down, and I can go off, get some bits, make a list of other bits we're going to need. But I know I just said it to you sitting in the car there, but honestly, I'm still going to say it. I think if we had to buy every single bit for this from the main dealer, there's still a good profit in this car.
Yeah, it's a late car.
It is a late car. So estimated retail, 18 to 19 grand. If it was 15,000, it's still dirt cheap, isn't it? I'm well happy with it. And looks nice this side now without the bonnet on it.
And the window shut.
And the windows shut, both of them. I'm not going to actually show that number plate that's on there, that private plate, because that's probably on another learner car now, isn't it? Yeah. So
we've just got to get it off the truck, haven't we? Park it up for now.
Yeah, but I think because that engine should be alright, we're in neutral, it's a manual, we can take the steering lock off with the ignition on, and it should roll off fine, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll get it rolled off and get it pushed in the yard. But very, very happy. I was just saying to Chris, I don't know if I've actually mentioned it in this video. I'm really, really happy with that. We're over the moon with that. Where are you gonna buy a car like that? And when they come back with that on approval for that amount of money, I said to Chris, no chance. Not when it's that much. They'll come down a little bit, but we'll have to go up a little bit, and we won't go up, but they'll still counter in a couple of days and knock a little bit. They do normally knock 25, 50 quid off, don't they? But they didn't even knock anything off. Literally, it just popped up, you've won. So I'm not going to say it again. Are you happy with it?
Absolutely, yeah.
Very, very cheap car. And I think I've already sourced a front bumper for it and a bonnet. The actuators, don't know if they reset. I think they possibly do on the bonnet. But until we get it into all of its little pieces and find out exactly what's broken, we're not going to actually know what it does need. We've done it before where I've gone out and got a load of bits, in particular on that little 66 reg ST line Fiesta that's actually due back today from the paint shop. I was off to Essex, Gala Motors, come back with all the stuff and then notice something else that we need. And we don't want to do that. We want to just know what we've got to get and get it all ordered. That is going to be the end of today's video. If you did enjoy it, let us know in the comment section down below. Hit that thumbs up if you did enjoy it. And don't forget to follow us on Instagrams for the little sneak peeks throughout the day at Salvage Rebuilds. We'll see you all very, very soon in the next one.